St. Columba House is a community centre in the neighbourhood of Point St. Charles in Montreal. Established in 1917, for over a century it has been providing programs to people in one of the lowest income neighbourhoods in Montreal.
This has always been a place where you can come and have food at lunchtime if you were underprivileged or whatever. It was always open for the children of the point.
Et ceux qui travaillent ici sont vraiment gentils et ils sont vraiment supportifs avec toi. Si tu as des problèmes, tu peux en parler avec eux et ça aide vraiment.
Otherwise known as The Point, the neighbourhood has a diverse population and a strong and rich history of community organizing, often with St. Columba House at its centre. Founded by a Presbyterian minister from Musquodoboit Harbour in Nova Scotia named William Cruikshank, it eventually became a United Church outreach ministry in 1926 and actively supported the local poor Irish people who were struggling through the Great Depression in the 1930s. In the 1970s, St. Columba House changed its focus from charity work to justice seeking, from welfare to empowerment. It was then that St. Columba House, along with other community partners, helped to found the Community Clinic and the Greater Montreal Anti-Poverty Coordinating Committee.
St. Columba House is very well known for social justice, so through, just being supportive to all of the important issues throughout the years of housing and, like I said prior, welfare rights and the clinic. That's where I think a lot of people don't realize is that legal aid started in Point St. Charles. The CLSC started in Point St. Charles. Cooperative housing started here. Welfare rights started here.
In the 1950s, when the closing of the Lachine Canal caused widespread factory closures and great job losses to the community, St. Columba House worked alongside local residents through a painful period of deindustrialization. Always standing as a pillar of support in the community, the mission is clear and simple: seeking justice through empowerment, education and action, and providing in St. Columba House a safe space and resources for the community to achieve these goals. Currently, St. Columba House serves a neighborhood that is trying to cope with increasing levels of gentrification and is focusing its efforts on helping the community with housing, economic, and environmental issues.
Dans mon travail, je fais du café puis je répare des vélos. Ce que je fais avec mon temps libre, je fais du vélo puis je les répare puis on boit du café. Ce qu'on fait, c'est on reçoit des vélos comme don de la communauté et nous on les répare, on les rétape puis on essaie de les vendre à des prix vraiment modiques, avec l'idée étant d'aider l'autonomie du monde en leur vendant des vélos.
Many people have been helped by St. Columba House, and they love to come here, and they know that they can come here for help. And that's the important thing, is that you know that you can come here. As I said, with the many different services they offer, the lunch program, the after-school program, the alternate school, hand in hand.
Over 20,000 meals are served each year to local people, the majority of whom are living on low incomes. For many of them, this is often the only nutritious meal they will eat for the entire day. It also serves as an important meeting place where people can socialize, organize, mobilize, and interact with each other to counter isolation. It is a real community space.
En fait, ici, là, on a des représentants de toute notre communauté. Normalement aussi, il y a les enfants de l'école préscolaire alternative bilingue. Et c'est des tout petits, 3 ans, 4 ans. Ça fait de la vie, c'est agréable. Je trouve que ça donne de l'énergie.
75 children from Point St. Charles benefit from supportive educational programs at St. Columba House. The Children's Library and Learning Center has over 3,000 titles organized by reading level, as well as supportive resources to empower children to appreciate and embrace the written word. St. Columba House has over 100 volunteers who collectively contribute over 11,000 hours annually which amounts to the equivalent of 6 full-time positions. They have put great emphasis on taking a strong stand to defend and work alongside those who are excluded, be it the intellectually challenged, the unemployed, children from low-income families, the elderly, all those whose lives are affected by physical or mental illness.
I started volunteering at the St. Columba House about 2 years ago. I was volunteering once a week for, I would say, an hour or so, doing music with the group. So I would ask the group what songs they're interested in, look them up, learn them, and then we would do a sing-along.
Over 250 people use the St. Columba House building daily to participate in a wide range of community programs. This high use can generate a good deal of garbage, energy use, and cleanup requirements. St. Columba House has taken a leadership role in the community and within the United Church of Canada to promote a campaign to improve environmental practices. It can also create wonderful opportunities for education, participation, and volunteerism.
It truly speaks to how effective they have been. They're a small organization with a lot of voluntary help and a lot of people committed to the clientele that come to this facility.
From Pronto Cafe, using fair trade coffee, to collective organic gardening projects, to housing bees on the roof, St. Columba House provides education and continues to demonstrate the importance of ecologically sound practices. Looking forward to the next 100 years, St. Columba House will continue to work with the neighborhood on projects that seek justice, empower individuals and local groups, as well as creating community for all.
When I walk in the door of St. Columba House, I feel like I'm home. I feel like it's a very warm feeling to be in here.
Gave us self-confidence, not to be afraid to make it, not to be afraid to make mistakes. Like when I used to do math in school, I used to be afraid, but they tell us, no, don't be afraid. I'm disabled and I am the same as everybody else. I'm no different.